I'm Richard Randall, and welcome back to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker. She is your real estate voice, and this is the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or sell real estate. And it does it with Barb Schlinker, the owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Now, Barb, most people want to get the most money for their home, but there is a lot of misinformation out there about how to price a home, especially now that it's taking longer to sell a home. Why is home pricing such a critical element of selling a home? And how does a home seller decide the most likely price a buyer would pay for their home?
Well, Richard, pricing a home correctly can mean the difference of you getting top dollar for your home or it's sitting on the market, showing after showing, dealing with agents, judging your home. Nobody wants that. People want it done, and they want it done quickly so they can move on and improve their lifestyle. But unfortunately, it's a little bit counterintuitive to what you would think. You know, years ago, when it was a balanced market, most people would price their home on the high side for, quote, negotiating room, because they expected the offers to come in lower. That's very conventional wisdom. But guess what? It doesn't work at all in a seller's market. So if you price too high, what's going to happen is you're going to get very few showings or no offers. And that is the market saying, nope, that's not the right price. Buyers don't want your home at that number. Okay. And actually, good information about where to price a home is the number one thing that people want from their real estate agents. They want to know how to price their home competitively. And I would say a majority of people want to get the most money for their home. I get that. And sometimes they think that they'll try to squeeze more money out of the home by pricing it higher. And there were times, I'll admit, during the boom, that a seller said, no, I want to price it here. And I thought it was high, but I'm like, hey, we'll try it. It's a very once in a lifetime kind of market. And they were right and I was wrong. But I will tell you, most of the time, it does not work. And that's because home buyers are not just, they're typically, the buyers are not paying attention to what similar sales are. They don't care. They might look at the online automated valuations, but even those, they know that that information is probably not very accurate. What they are looking at is, as a buyer, what can they get in their price range? So it's absolutely critical that you position the home to be the best home on the block. And that's what we do. We help our clients do that. And to be honest, I would love to get home sellers as much as we can get them. But the problem is buyers are pickier and pickier than ever, thanks to TV shows like HGTV. They have certainly more available homes to choose from, at least in the Pikes Peak region, than they did a year ago. And the other thing that happened is all of the Wall Street internet buyers, for the most part, stepped out of buying homes, or if they are buying homes, they're coming in a lot lower than current market value. A year ago, last year, April and before, sometimes these Wall Street companies were paying more than market value for homes. And so that was very tough for the regular buying community to compete with. But that's not the case anymore. They all want a discount, and typically their objective is to turn around and flip the home for a profit. So the market's going to tell you right out of the gate if you didn't price your home correctly. You absolutely need to have your home priced right within the first 30 days on the market, or it's going to get a little bit tired and like old news, pretty much, right? So the volume of showings is the best clue. If you're getting no showings, you're way overpriced, more than 6% over market value. If you're getting just a few showings, you're probably a little overpriced, maybe 3 to 5%. If you're getting plenty of showings and no offers, it's probably 2, even maybe 1% high. And if you're getting offers, you're right there, stay there, you nailed it. And it's just a matter of picking the right buyer. Let me give you a story as an example. I have a home that closed this week, and it was built back in the 50s. In fact, when I first went over there, It had a 1950s double oven. It was awesome. It was like an antique almost. But the fact is that kitchen really needed to be remodeled. The flooring, I think, was orange. It had orange carpet in the kitchen. It was very dated, right? And I said, definitely you want to do the basics like the flooring and maybe the counters and the appliances. But this gentleman, the seller, actually is a kitchen designer by trade. So he had to make the kitchen beautiful. So originally the price that we talked about when he got all the remodeling done, the kitchen, paint, flooring, and updated the baths a little bit, it was a different house, right? So we had to go back and revisit the pricing, take a look at the competition, take a look at similar sales. And we actually kind of went up to the top of the similar sales for pricing this home and the top of the competition because the kitchen was spectacular. Gorgeous granite counters and soft close white cabinets and beautiful appliances. I mean, it's extraordinary. But when we priced it there, what happened is we were getting showing after showing after showing, but no offer. So all we did was change the price just over 1% and boom, right away, it went under contract. So sometimes it doesn't take very much to move the needle and the market's going to tell you right away. And as always, if you price a home too high and slowly walk the price down, according to the National Association of Realtors, you're actually going to net less money. You're always better off being priced what I call realistically versus optimistically. And then I know a lot of people refer to those online valuations. They go to Zillow and look at their Zestimate, or they go to Realtor.com. Realtor.com has 3 different automated valuations. Many times they're not accurate. Many times they don't know sometimes the size of your home, sometimes definitely the improvements that you've since put into your home. They may not know that you have views. As an example, I put a home on the market recently. Similar sales were probably about, 4.25, but the wild card that certainly Zillow could not measure is that it backs to a park with beautiful views, right? That is definitely a wild card, and buyers absolutely will pay a premium for that. But we still priced it realistically, and I'm presenting offers tonight on that one. It's going way, way, way over asking price. So there's all these factors, and you need somebody that actually understands pricing to help you create demand and get top dollar. So if you look at Realtor.com, you can go into Realtor.com and actually put your address in there. And if you scroll down a little bit, it's called something like real value or whatever. And you look at that graph, it's going to show you 3 different values of your home. Sometimes the ranges of those values could be anywhere from $40,000 to $100,000 difference on what those automated systems tell you what your home is worth. So you need somebody that's working in the market that understands the market to help you price it just right. And you want to make sure you price it so it's selling in less than the average days on market. The Pikes Peak region right now is 38 days on the market. The Denver metro area is about 8 days on the market. And don't be surprised if buyers come in and ask for concessions. A lot of them are asking for concessions to get a lower interest rate on their loan. That's fine if they make a good offer. But if it's a low offer and they want concessions right now with the low inventory, we can negotiate for those so it's not out of pocket. But with low inventory, it should not be a seller expense. Here's an example of pricing just right. So this was a home on acreage that was built in the 80s. It had the mauve colored carpet from the 80s. It had the scallop shaped, sinks in the bathrooms that were colored pink. Okay, so I told the seller, look, you're not going to get the money out of the home, because they asked me, should we remodel the kitchen? We've got white appliances, we've got tile counters, and we're pushing up almost over $1 million. But if you remodel the kitchen, the problem is now you're wading into the competition, which are much newer homes that have a lot more updating and have all the bells and whistles, and you're not going to win. So what we did was just the basics, just the flooring. We got this coating on the scallop sinks, so they're no longer pink, now they're white. Instead of the mauve carpet, we have a nice neutral taupe colored carpet. And that home sold for $75,000 over asking price because they did the right thing. They considered the condition, they considered the market, and they priced it realistically versus optimistically. And there are other reasons why you might want to price the home a little bit more realistically. This one that I just told you about, the Back to a Park, also had very old dogs. One of them's a beautiful old German Shepherd, but he doesn't get around too well. So there's no way that they could take him out of the house for every time a real estate agent wanted to show it. So we decided to go with a different strategy, only offer the home to show one time during an open house. That's exactly what we did. And we had 153 people at that open house. It was really fun. Some other circumstances of sale could be that it has an odd location. It's on a busy street, or I had one property last year that backed directly, like in their backyard, to a railroad track. But, we still sold that home for a premium. It all takes an agent that understands how to position the home so you are the best home on the block. And sellers do not have to accept their asking price. A lot of people think that, but they really don't. It's more of a strategy, and we're trying to create the most demand so you get the most money. Richard?
You're listening to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker. She is your real estate voice, and she's with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. You can listen to replays of the show in case you're out and about, can't hear the entire thing. Listen to the entire show on a podcast or go to Barb's YouTube channel. BarbHasTheBuyers.com will be a link to all of the various formats. But if you're thinking of making a move, the important thing is to call Barb at 719-301-3900. So Barb, what are some of the other magic bullets on pricing your home to get that top dollar?
Well, don't expect bidding wars on every home. It depends on the home and the price range and what's available and all that. Some homes definitely are getting multiple offers. I've had bidding wars all the way up to almost 1.2 million right now in the past few weeks. So it's still a good market if you're a seller. If you really need to pick an agent that understands pricing, because they're the ones that are going to know how to create the most demand for your home. Just ask Steve and Kim. Just a few weeks ago, I had 83 people at their open house. I said 83 people at their open house, and it sold for $50,000 over asking price. My name is Barb Schlinker. I'm with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And if you are thinking of making a move, you can visit barbhasthebuyers.com and click on Find My Buyer, or give us a call at 719-301-3900. Part of what we do is we do a free in-home consultation on what to do, what not to do to get your house ready for sale, give you a really good idea what a buyer would pay for your home in this market, and go over all the closing costs so you know exactly how much you'll put in your pocket when it sells. Call us at 719-301-3900. Richard?
You're listening to the show. It's called Your Real Estate Voice, and Barb Schlinker is your real estate voice, not just on the radio, but while selling, while marketing, and while closing on your home. If you're thinking of selling your home, you want to get the very most amount of money out of it, call Barb at 719-301-3900 or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll be discussing how to pick the very best real estate agent to sell your home. Plus, Barb's got hot new listings up and down the Front Range.